I used to watch a lot of Avenger movies. Well, not Avengers. It's called Marvel. Wait, is it Marvel? No, it's not Marvel. DC. The animated movies. DC animated movies. And there's one particular one that I really enjoyed. I think it was Crisis on Two Earths. And I don't remember if it was Crisis on Two Earths or different, but anyway, there was a quote, there was a riddle that they asked. I think they asked Superman. There was one Sphinx that asked Superman, say, and you've probably heard this riddle a couple of times. It says, "What happens when the immovable force meets the unstoppable object?" And if you know the answer, you already know. If you don't know it, then maybe you have some trivia answers. And the answer is they surrender. What happens when the immovable force meets the unstoppable object? They surrender. Now, I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to go straight into it. AI is a representation of the movable force of technology, or the movable force means unstoppable. Yeah, the movable, is it a movable force or movable object? Oh, when the movable object meets the unstoppable force, one of them, one is a movable, one is unstoppable. You get the point. What happens when they meet each other? They surrender. AI is one of those. AI is a representation, according to me, it's a representation of just how technology continues to evolve, from landlines to mobile phones to satellites to technology to all the things that we use on a regular basis. There is this almost a life of its own. I want to believe there's probably a principality that continues to move in this direction of progress. Now, not all progress is good, but all progress is progress. Whichever direction that is, it depends on who is speaking, right? So we have this technology that is not about to stop, on the one hand. The other side, which I think people don't usually talk about, or at least I've not heard many people talk about, which when we hear the conversations of AI is coming to take your job, AI is going to do this and do that, we don't consider this other unstoppable object, which is human ingenuity, the human spirit, the human creativity, the God imbued capacity for mankind to adapt. So when you have this force, which is technology, which is AI, and you have this other unstoppable object, which is human capacity to adapt and evolve and be ingenious, what do you think happens when they meet? They surrender. And so today I want to share with you some thoughts around the people who will really struggle with all this AI thing. Now, I'm speaking about this very cognizant of the fact that there are people right now whose jobs don't involve AI, who, because of the government shutdown, have not been paid. And so it has nearly nothing to do with that. Like, I'm just removing right now the conversation around global inequality, the economy, politics, all those things. I'm just focusing here on this force that seems to be permeating and going through the cracks of nearly every single industry, and those who will be affected by this directly. I'm one of those people. I've not yet been affected, but a couple of months ago, actually last month, I attended Dreamforce, which is Salesforce's flagship event. It's once a year in San Francisco. It's like 4 days event, talk about new products, meet people, keynotes and all that stuff. It was my first time attending in person. And it was also the first time that I realized, like, whoa, this AI thing is no longer far away from taking my job. I was there with my boss, and we got to discuss and share notes and talk about it. I've shared with my team, and we've had conversations around AI. And one of the things that keeps standing out to me is the fact that if I am not prepared for this force, it's going to wash me away. It's as though the illustration that my boss used was, if you're standing by the beach and people are jumping into the water, you want to at least start putting your feet, get your ankles wet, get your knees wet, so that when the wave comes, you are prepared and ready to swim. And the way I thought about it was, what are the skills that you need to swim if you are not yet in the position to get into the water? And so I want to talk about two kinds of people that AI is going to affect. There are two kinds of people that AI is going to affect. The people who will be prepared for the changes, who anticipate the changes, who will prepare themselves for those changes, and the people who would complain, who would cry, who would weep, who would reject this force, and who would not take advantage of what they have, which is their God given, imbued spirituality, creativity, ingenuity. What I mean by that is, there is no universe where humans are not the center of it. We've watched The Matrix, we've watched Terminator. Maybe it would happen in a lifetime far away from here. But to the best of my understanding of mankind, and you can tell me I don't understand mankind, I mean, I'm just a guy on the internet talking, right? to the best of my understanding, the people who are doing this thing right now, the people who started AI are still people. And so the people who will stop it are still people. The people who will take advantage of it are still people. But the difference is, some people will approach this from the point of view of, okay, this technology is here. It's not about to go. How can I make sure that this technology is good? How can I make sure that this technology is fair? How can I make sure this technology does not kill, destroy, hurt people? Now, there are other people on the other side. There is a force, there is a principality, there are principalities whose job is to take this technology and make it horrible, make it terrible, make sure that nobody survives this, make sure that the income inequality continues to increase. A few people make a lot of money, a bunch of people don't have money. Now, the people who we even those who will be affected positively by AI are still broken down into two. Those who will look at it and how can this improve mankind, and those who will look at it from how can this improve my kind. And depending on which side of that conversation you're on, the way that you approach will be different. Would you approach it from the perspective of, let me learn my skills, get a new job, build an AI company, save money, take care of my family? Or let me learn how this works, educate people, prepare others to be able to transition smoothly. And there will be always those kinds of people in society. Whether it was when the refrigerator came and people no longer needed to buy ice, whether it was when you no longer needed to get physical, the phones weren't as heavy, computers weren't as heavy. There are people, if you go online, you will find them. There are people who take it upon themselves, hey, I will learn this thing and I will teach other people. I will learn how this works and I will help other people, not just myself and my family. And so the question for you is, this force that is coming, this force that is moving at this breakneck pace, it's like every single day there's an update. Are you paying attention enough to prepare yourself and your family and the future to be able to position yourself to take advantage of the force in you, which is the Spirit of God? Are you ready for this change? Or are you crying about it? Are you complaining about it? Are you putting your head in the sand? Because either way, the technology is moving. And either way, there are people on the other side who want to use it for things that may not be beneficial for you. So it's in your best interest to prepare yourself for this technology, to take advantage of the technology for yourself, for your family, and for the next generation of people who may not be as aware as you are of what this technology can do and how it can impact you both positively and negatively. So for me, in my case, as a Salesforce administrator, I'm realizing that the company is moving in this direction. Now, if I want to do my job well and stay employed, I need to learn this new technology, whether I want it or not, whether it's difficult or not. So the skill of adaptability, being able to learn skills, being able to ask questions, being able to research, it's no longer something that you can take advantage of. It's no longer something that you can take for granted, rather. It's something that you need to be intentional about. What you choose to spend your time on, where you choose to invest your resources, whether it's your money, your time, your energy, if it's not in some way helping you become a better manager of these technologies, then you might not be investing in the right places. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to become a machine learning expert, a data engineer. No, what I'm saying is be aware of what is going on and start asking yourself questions. How can this help me do my job better? Which parts of my job can be replaced by this? How can I elevate myself to be the kind of person who can not only bring this technology, but be so good at the technology within your company that it cannot do anything but keep you? And even if you're thinking not just of a job, what kind of business can you build that takes advantage of the technology? What kind of community can you empower to effect the change that you would like to see in the world? Because it's here. Right now, I'm recording this in my backyard. This is a microphone. This is a phone. I did not build these things. I don't know how these things were built, but I'm using it to share a message with people who may never meet me. This is what technology does. It empowers individuals to be able to have leverage to do amazing things. And by the Spirit that is in you, you can continue to spread the love that God has for you throughout the world. I always encourages you to stop looking at AI as the enemy, but realize that it is an immovable force, an immovable object, and you have the unstoppable force of your creativity, your spirit, your ingenuity. And now this sun is too harsh, so I'm going to go away now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow.